just like a hammer is made for hammering things and a pen is made for writing things, our pastor would say, you are made for something definite. Your head is that size because you're meant for something where big heads, are quite appropriate. So I grew up to see the word purpose as goodness of fit, how things fit with each other. And I went to a university that was a Christian-based university, where purpose was the nickname of the university. It was the name of the university had a lot to do with purpose and finding your purpose in life. And I was really into that kind of stuff. I was like, yes, this is what I'm about. And I remember one night, a few weeks into my undergraduate career, I woke up in the middle of the night because I felt I just don't want to learn and graduate with a good degree. I want to find my real purpose through this. I want to go beyond my education, beyond the lectures. And so I'm going to do something that transcends my studentship. So it was a fresh university, just we're the first set of students. And I woke up like 3 a.m., set the alarm, and I told myself I was going to cut the grass. You'd see it was in the bush. This university was quite new. I'm going to cut the grass and help, the people, the laborers who are actually doing that stuff in the daytime. So I'm going to be like some kind of superhero, Batman, at night doing superhero work and in the daytime being a mere student. And I remember as I was cutting the grass at 3 a.m. this night, I saw this huge stone that was in the ground, and my cutlass couldn't quite, of course, I needed to pull it out and continue with cutting the grass. And I tried to, raise it out with my cutlass, and it just wouldn't budge. And then all of a sudden, in my attempt to raise it out, this stone sprouted limbs like magic. Like one hand came out, another hand came out, and then 2 legs. And I found out to my dismay that I was actually trying to raise a frog, a giant frog. And I screamed like my little sister and ran back to my room, and my career in trying to pursue my purpose crashed. So the questions I've been asking about purpose have more to do with how is the world undoing me? How is the sacred more than just arrival at what should be discovered? How is the sacred, an invitation to become lost? So purpose for me feels like an arena where we fertilize our bodies and compost ourselves in order to find our way or find ourselves in new ways. My elders would say, in order to find your way, you must become lost, generously lost. So I feel this lostness is not a negative thing. It's how we stumble upon exquisite new worlds, new ways of speaking, new ways of being, because we could become so found that we're incarcerated in our maps. So the idea of purpose for me is the invitation to stray away from the algorithms, the formulas we're used to, in order to encounter beings that exceed us. I'll say more about that later.
I wonder if you agree with this, that one of the encounters of beings that exceed us is our selves, but our true selves, not the algorithm of just personality and ego that we've formed sort of early on. That one of the things that we encounter is something, it's not so much soul exists in us, we exist in soul. And the more we go beyond these fences, the more we become lost, the more we undo. In our school, we use the word dissolution, dying to, Maria or Marlene 1.0, so that I love that word composting, so that 2.0, 3.0, and it just keeps going from there.
I feel that if we actually saw ourselves, if we beheld ourselves, and do not have a hint of the strangeness of what it means to be alive, what it means to be, then we aren't really looking, you know. We've been desensitized, you know, what psychologists would call desensitization. We've been habituated into an image. When something else is at work, an algorithm, a process, a relationship. So if we live in a world that is more than just things and is actually relational and processual, then I feel, yes, the notion of the self gets in the way sometimes. The very notion of the self as something static, as something that is totalizable, coherent, often gets in the way of what kinds of work we could be doing. So that's how I see purpose and soul and self, as an ongoing journey, as approach, not a rival.